Hey everyone, welcome back. And in this video, we'll be discussing about how you can get started with Tailwind CSS. And this course in general would also be divided into two parts. The first part is where we are actually learning about Tailwind in HTML world. And the second part will be where we will look at the Tailwind configuration. And we'll also tap into React in that, section or in that particular video. So right now I'm going to stick with the basic HTML, CSS, JavaScript playground which we have just to keep things simple. And I'm going to include a Tailwind CSS JIT compiler, which I'll tell you in a moment what that is. And we're going to be learning all about Tailwind using this interface, right? And then further down the line in the course, we'll actually see how to use Tailwind properly with React, because React is the technology which we are learning inside of this full stack or front end or whatever learning path you are enrolled right now. So let's go ahead and take a look at how the new Tailwind CSS you can use in your basic HTML project. So in order to do that, what you have to do is all the stuff we'll do when we are working with React. But for now, we're going to be going all the way down, and I'm going to be going to this play CDN link, and I'm going to be adding this script tag called this script src cdn.tailwindcss.com, right? And I'm just gonna make some space over here and also remove the style sheet because we're not going to need that. And let's just get rid of these few meta tags as well, because we are not like shipping any website or anything. So there we are. Now Tailwind is pretty much available to us right away. What this script tag does is if you open this, you're going to see that it redirects you to cdn.tailwindcss.com/version3. Now, you might be thinking that if Tailwind comes with all the pre-built classes and, the things which I mentioned, all the restrictions, then why is it loading a JavaScript bundle instead of CSS? Well, up till Tailwind 2, there was nothing known as JIT compiler. And what a JIT compiler is, it stands for just in time compiler. This just in time means that Tailwind is actually generating your styles just in time. That means as you're writing it, Tailwind is generating those styles in memory. Now, this is important because with CSS, obviously, even if you restrict it, even if I restrict it to 10 margin classes, let's say if I have margin 1 to margin 10, right? And then if I have something like padding 1 to padding 10. So you can see over right here, I have padding at x-axis, padding at y-axis. I would have padding at, maybe both axes and so on. So this would pretty much start to get a lot heavy very soon. And this is one of the problems which Tailwind 2 faced as well, which led to the just-in-time compiler mode. That is, the bundle size of Tailwind in the developer environment was so huge, was probably in megabytes, that it was no longer a viable option to, just keep on loading the whole bundle, whole CSS bundle every single time. In some cases, it was also approaching the browser limits of how much CSS the browser can handle. So something else needed to be done. So what the smart people at Tailwind did is they come up with a just-in-time compiler, which pretty much allows you to write all the CSS which you want of Tailwind, but it will parse that on the runtime and it will just create styles for those particular classes which you are using instead of just loading all the bundle. So this is why this is a script tag and not a JS and not a CSS bundle. Okay, so how do we verify if this is working or not? So let's verify it with a very simple, let's say h1 tag. I'm going to say my name is Mehul and you are watching this on Codebam, or rather I should say watching plus practicing, right? Because you know why. So if I go ahead and give it a class of bg gray 800, you're gonna see something nice happened. Automatically the background is very dark and it is a shade of a gray, but the text is not visible. So I'm gonna give it a text of white as well. So you see it's almost like intuitive. If you read it, it says like background gray of 800. 800 is the intensity of the color. So if you can guess, Less intense color would probably be like something like 400 or 300. What you have to realize is that when we talk about intensity of the stuff in Tailwind, it's always in the multiple of 100 except for 50. So there is a shade available of BG gray 50, which is a very light gray. I'm not even sure if that is visible in the video, but if it is, I mean, I'm saying the truth. There is a color of BG gray 50. There would not be a color of BG gray 49 or anything. This will just probably not render anything at all because, you know, it's just CSS not found. But 50 is there, 100 is there, then 200 is there, 300 is there, and so on. So as you move above, this color gets a bit stronger and stronger, right? So it just keeps getting stronger at a point. Because you have text white over here, it's advisable to give it something like 700 or 800, right? So these are the classes, and the good thing about this is if I give it a padding of, let's say 2, and I'm going to come to these units as well, and margin of, let's say 4. Now the block which we have created over here, and let's say if I also give it a shadow, and bear with me over here, it'll just become a little bit easier in no time. Now, the good thing about this h1 tag, or a nice thing about this h1 tag, is that this tag would always render this particular layout, and all I have to do is cut and paste this in any place, in any environment where Tailwind is running, right? So this is the awesome thing about Tailwind, that you pretty much have you know, an independence from importing all the CSS styles and stuff like that. So this is one of the aspects which I like a lot. So yep, let's keep this video to this because we have done enough. We have imported Tailwind's JIT compiler. We have understood why JIT is needed. We have done a bit of hello world kind of stuff with Tailwind as well. And we have done the hello world thing. So yeah, that's the most important part of starting something new. So that is all for this one. I'm going to see you in the next video, or rather I should say next course item, because these are not just videos anymore, really soon.